Test. All right. Happy Sabbath, everyone. Happy Sabbath. Once again, I'm Brother Roland. My reader today is Brother Victor.
Yes, sir.
Right? And we teach by subject and title. And the title of our lesson today is 7 Trumpets. And for all you musicians out there, and I'm not talking about a septet, a 7-member group. We're talking about 7 trumpets. We're talking about a period of time that's going to happen. We're talking about end time prophecy right here. It's my job, standing up here teaching, to warn you of what thus said the Lord. The Lord said if you bring a sword unto the city and you don't warn the people, and you warn the people, their blood going to be on them. They're going to die in their sins, but their blood not going to be on you. But if you don't warn the people, they're going to die in their sins and their blood going to be required of you. So it's my job, and whoever stand up here to teach the word of the Lord and tell you what thus said the Lord. So we're dealing with a little end time prophecy here, and we're talking about 7 trumpets. We're not talking about at one time. It's going to be a period of time. And this period of time is towards the last 5-6 months of what we call the Great Tribulation. This is the last period of the Great Tribulation. We know the tribulation is 42 months, 1,260 days, or 3.5 years, correct? The last 6 months of that, we're going to deal with these trumpets, all right? And this is a terrible time right here, and we're going to see that. But there's some things that must happen before these trumpets start to blow. There's some things that must happen first. Some seals going to have to be released, guys. 7 seals, right? 6 seals going to be released first. After the 6 seals, after that 6th seal, the sun going to turn back. We're going to read this, and then we're going to get those trumpets. And every time a trumpet is blown, a vial of wrath is released. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to get some names, some other names, what they call these 7 trumpets. And we're going to find out what is going to happen during this time on this earth. So let's get started in this lesson. We're going to start this in Revelations, the 6th chapter, because we need to know what has to happen before the 7 trumpets. We're going to start this in Revelations, the 6th chapter. Also, before this happens, those of you who got this word and walking in it correctly, the Lord got a place of safety for you. So you don't have to deal with this, and we're going to look at that as well. Okay? So we're going to start this off in Revelations, the 6th chapter, and we're going to pick it up at verse 12. Revelation 6 and 12. And when you get it, brother, let's read.
And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. So we're talking about this 6th seal, so that means it was 5 other seals already opened before that, right? I'm talking about some destruction. Then if you read chapter 2, 6 and 2, it says, a crown was given unto him. He went forth conquering and to conquer. There's going to be a lot of killing going on during them first 3 years of the tribulation. But then we're going to get to this time when them trumpets go off. Read, brother. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
Yes, sir, them stars fell. Go ahead, brother.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
So the stars of heaven fell, sun turned black as sackcloth, moon became blood, and then the heaven rolled back as a scroll. So when them heavens rolled back, what is it that they seeing up there? Let's see. Read, brother.
And the kings of the earth. And the great men.
Yes, sir.
And the rich men. And the chief captains. And the mighty men. And every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain.
Hold up now. Why would they hide themselves when they see that sky open up? It says the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the chief captains, all of them with their mouth loving the Lord, right? But when this happened, they're going to go and hide in the rocks, in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. What you hiding from? You've been watching too many Hollywood movies. Star Wars got you. Instead of reading, you've been watching movies. Let's see what they're going to say. Read, brother.
And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
So it said, and they said to the mountains and to the rocks, fall on us. How wicked do you have to be to ask a mountain to fall on you? I don't want nobody to step on my foot because of my corns. I definitely don't want no rock or no mountain to fall on me. You have to be super wicked to say something like that. Mountains fall on us. But you know, one thing they don't have is knowledge of the Lord of God, word of God, because you can't even get away from him by dying. He's going to wake you up and throw you in the fire. And they say that sitteth, hide from him that sitteth. So that means they can see the Father and the Son right there, right? The Father sitting on the throne, Jesus on his right-hand side, right? They seeing this, and they saying fall on us, but all they mouth right now, they love the Lord. Read, brother.
For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
It says the great day of his wrath. That's another name we got for it. The 7 trumpets. You know, he called you Israel, Jeshurun, flock of the slaughter. He called y'all those names, talking about the same person, right? Same thing here. 7 trumpets, the great day of his wrath. We're going to get some more names describing this day, this time period. This time period right here, because it's not a 24-hour day. They say the great day of his wrath, right? Mm-hmm. This is a period of time. This is not Sunday, definitely not Sunday, and it's not even Saturday. Not even a Sabbath. This is a period of time, the last 5 or 6 months of the Great Tribulation. 17.
That was 17.
That was 17?
Yep.
Okay, let's go to Isaiah the 13th chapter. Let's go to Isaiah the 13th chapter. Old and new, to the law and to the testimony, right? Isaiah the 13th chapter. Some things that got to happen before these trumpets are blown. He said the sun going to turn black, the moon going to turn to blood, right? Let's look at this. Isaiah 13. Let's see if there was something new that he wrote in Revelations. Isaiah 13, and let's pick it up at verse 6. We're going to get another name for it as well right here. 13 and 6. Read, brother.
Howl ye.
Howl ye.
For the day of the Lord is at hand.
For the day of the Lord is at hand. The day of the Lord. That's another name for them 7 trumpets. And it's not a 24-hour day. We're talking about a time period right here. The day of the Lord. This is the last 6 months of the tribulation. Read, brother.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
It shall come as a what?
Destruction.
Destruction from the Almighty. Remember I said warn the people? I'm trying to warn you, going to be some destruction during this time. Go ahead.
Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
All hands shall be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, because we're not ready for this day. Even us sitting here, we ain't ready for this day. Read, brother.
And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. And they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth.
Yes, sir.
They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
Their faces shall be as flames. Go ahead, brother.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh.
The day of the Lord cometh. What is it?
Cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
Cruel, both with wrath and with fierce anger. You don't hear about this nowhere else, about what's written in this book, or the coming of the Lord. It says that day is going to be cruel, both with wrath, not just anger, but what kind of anger? Fierce anger. That's an adjective on top of that. Go ahead, brother.
To lay the land desolate.
Uh-huh.
He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
And he going to destroy who?
The sinners.
Sin is a transgression of the law. If you transgression of that law, he's going to destroy you up out of it. Because remember, the first 3 years of the tribulation, it's going to be EU ruling, right? And then these last, during the day of the Lord, it's the Lord's chance to get vengeance on them. We're going to look at that a little bit more. Go ahead, brother.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
So the stars not going to give their light. Go ahead.
The sun shall be darkened.
This only going to happen one time now. The sun ain't going to be dark and then turn back the light, then be darkened again. It's only going to happen one time. Go ahead.
And it's going forth.
And it's going forth. Go ahead.
And the moon shall not cast her light to shine.
Go ahead.
And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
The Lord said, I will punish the world for their evil. That's the time the Lord going to take some vengeance on this earth. And vengeance is mine, said who? The Lord. Don't you get yourself caught up in that. You pray for him. You keep moving. Let the Lord take care of vengeance. We're going to see how his vengeance is. You cannot get people back like the Lord can. So you just make sure you don't get yourself caught up. But it says he will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And he will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. See, you can't be proud, Israel. 16 the Lord hate, the 7 is a what? Abomination. The first thing he says is a proud look. What you proud for? All you is grass. That's all you are, just grass ready to be hewn down and what? Thrown in the fire. So humble yourself. Don't try to exalt yourself, abase yourself. The Lord will exalt you in due time. Read, brother.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
He will do what? Make a man more precious than what?
Than fine gold.
Why is that? There's going to be so much killing that it's going to be hard to find a man. We're talking about, this is after the 3 years of tribulation, of they making war on the service of God, right? And then the Lord going to come and start putting down his wrath on them. So it's going to be a lot of killing. He said he's going to make a man as precious as what? Fine gold. Not the little gold you got in your earring and your finger. That ain't fine gold. But they say maybe be repurposed. But they're talking about some fine gold right here. We ain't seen no fine gold. Go ahead, brother.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
What's the golden wedge of Ophir?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know that. See, we ain't seen no fine gold. We don't know about that fine gold. There's going to be so much destruction that it's going to be hard to find a man. So 7 women going to take hold of 1 man during this time. But that's just another lesson. Go ahead, brother.
Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be removed out of her place.
Yes, sir.
In the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his furious anger.
So it's going to be a big quake right there. He said he's going to shake the heavens and the earth. He's going to shake the heavens and the earth. And shall remove out of the place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his anger. This is the day of the Lord's fierce anger. And what you don't want to do is get caught up doing this in this time. This your wilderness right now, Israel. Make sure you walk accordingly. So during this time, you won't get caught up. Let's keep moving. He said destruction. There's going to be some destruction during that time. Let's go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah, the 1st chapter. Zephaniah 1. So we got another name for the 7 trumpets. What is it called? The day of the Lord, right? And we're not talking about a 24-hour period. Zephaniah, the 1st chapter. And we're going to pick it up at verse 14. Cruel, wrath, and fierce anger. That's what we just read, didn't we? I know all y'all think y'all got a little tough side of the attitude. You ain't got it like this, though. Not like the Lord. Zephaniah 1, and pick it up at verse 14. 7 trumpets. And we're going to get to those trumpets, but we got to let you understand what we're dealing with during this time period right here. 14. Zephaniah 1 and verse 14. When you get it, brother, let's read.
The great day of the Lord is near. It is near. And hastened greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man.
Go ahead.
The mighty man shall cry bitterly.
So it says the great day of the Lord. So we got another, the great day of the Lord, right? And it says, it is near, and hasted greatly. Didn't it seem like it was just a couple of days ago you were here on the Sabbath? The Lord is speeding this thing up to that time. It is speeding up. It said it hasted greatly. He is trying to get to that cause this man is messing everything up. The Lord is hastening it to that great day. Go ahead, brother.
That day is a day of wrath.
That day is a day of what? Wrath. Go ahead.
A day of trouble and distress.
Yes, sir.
A day of wasteness and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick darkness.
Are you reading this? Are y'all understanding this? Because when I was doing this lesson, I got to shaking a little bit. I got to make sure I do this thing right. Because you don't want to get caught up in this. You don't want to get caught. So that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness, and means conjunction. That's also. All this going to happen. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and what? Thick darkness. Some darkness you can feel. Some darkness you can feel. Some thick darkness. Go ahead, brother.
A day of the trumpet.
A day of the trumpet. There we go. Go ahead.
And alarm against the fenced cities.
See, it's a warning. Alarm against the fenced cities. Go ahead, brother.
And against the high towers.
And against the high towers. Go ahead, read.
I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord.
So he gonna bring distress upon men that they walk like blind men. You just gonna be walking wondrously. You may walk into a car. We're gonna read what you're gonna be walking from one thing and running from something else, right? Ain't gonna be no escape. Can you imagine somebody walking, a blind man walking out the street out there? How long he gonna last? Go ahead, brother.
And their blood shall be poured out as dust.
Their blood shall be doing what?
Poured out.
Poured out as dust. Go ahead.
And their flesh as the dung.
We're going to read that the slain of the Lord going to be from one end of the earth even until the other. The blood going to be up to the horse's brow for 200 miles. That's a lot of killing. How long is that going to be? How wide is it? You know? Go ahead, brother.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
You can't even pay the Lord for it. Lord, I got some old George I'll get to you. No, sir. I got a loan I can get. No, you can't even pay him with your silver and your gold. I don't care how much money you have. Go ahead, brother.
But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy.
The what? The whole land by the fire of his what? Jealousy. The Lord is jealous. He said his name is jealous, isn't it? You think you jealous? No, he's jealous. Go ahead, brother.
For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
It said he shall make even a speedy remnant, because we're talking about just a 6-month period, and 5 months of that going to be during the 5th trumpet. So there's going to be a speedy remnant that the Lord going to come during that time. 6 months ago, what was that? June? How long was that? It seemed like just yesterday, right? So this thing going to happen just like that. Lord going to come make a speedy remnant of it. Let's keep moving. Amos, the 5th chapter. Amos, the 5th chapter. Let's see some more destruction that the Lord is describing in this time period, this period of time. Amos 5. It's going to happen at the sound of that trumpet, them trumpets going off. After them trumpets go off. Amos 5, and let's pick it up at verse 18, because I done had somebody tell me they want to be in the tribulation. Oh yeah, I want to be. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna help and serve. I know I can. Hey, you can get an automatic ticket to the kingdom though in the tribulation. You die for the Lord physically, but guess what? You could die for the Lord spiritually right now and get the same reward. That's right. But don't wish for this day. Don't wish to be in this time, during that time, during the tribulation either, because you never know what you may do during that time. Everybody can say stuff right now. Let that pressure get on you and see what happens. See if you act like a pipe or a human. Amos 5 and 18. Because once you get in here, ain't no escape if you get to the day of the Lord now. Read, brother.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Do what? He said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Go ahead.
To what end is it for you?
What end is it for you? How you know what you're going to do during that time? Go ahead, brother.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
See, the day of the Lord is darkness. It's not light. That's going to be a terrible time. It's darkness. There's no light in that. Read, brother.
As if a man did flee from a lion.
Can you imagine running from a lion? Go ahead.
And a bear met him.
And a bear meet you. Go ahead.
And went into a house.
And then you turn from the bear and run into your house. Whew. Go ahead.
And he leaned his hand on the wall.
You lean your hand on the wall,
and a serpent bit.
and you get bit by a serpent. What escape do you have right then? You running from a lion, then running to a bear, running to the house from the bear, trying to rest yourself, put your hand on the wall, and a serpent bites you. There is no escape. The Lord trying to warn you right now so you can escape this time. But if you get caught during this period of time, there is no escape. Go ahead, brother.
Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light?
It's darkness in it, not light. Can you imagine we turn all the lights out of here all the time? Outside is darkness. How would you feel then? Be a little uncomfortable, wouldn't you? It's darkness. It's not light. Go ahead, brother.
Even very dark, and no brightness in it.
And there's no brightness in that day. That day is a dog day, the day of the Lord. We talking about the time of the 7 trumpets. That's what we're talking about. It's called the day of the Lord, that great and terrible day. Let's keep moving. Let's go to Isaiah 24. Because we want to let you know exactly, there is no escape during this time. He said you running from a lion, and then you run to meet a bear. You run from the house from the bear, and you get a serpent bite you in the house. I don't even care if you had your house clean. Isaiah 24, and we're going to pick it up at verse 17. Let's see if you can escape this thing if you get caught during this time period. If you get caught during this time period. Isaiah 24, and we're going to pick it up at verse 17. Isaiah 24 and 17. Go ahead, brother. Read.
Fear, and the pit, and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth.
Fear, and the pit, and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit.
So you're fleeing from the noise of the fear, and you fall into a what? A pit. You already running, and you fall into a pit. Read.
And he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare.
So you get up out of the midst of the pit, you do all that struggling to get out the pit, and guess what? Now you're caught in a snare. Ain't no getting away, Israel. That's why you want to do this thing right now. So then the Lord will hide you. The Lord say you be in that place of safety during that time. 1,000 going down your right side, 10,000 on your left side, but no harm will come nigh unto thee. You can see the reward of the wicked if. That's conditional, right? That's conditional. Go ahead, brother.
For the windows from on high are open.
For the windows on high are open. The Lord is opening up this wrath right now. Go ahead.
And the foundations of the earth do shake.
And the foundations of the earth do shake. So you ain't going to see the skyline, Jackson skyline like it look now. All you Chicagoans, don't worry about the Sears Tower, whatever the new name of it is now. All that's going to be looking just like Kansas, flat as can be. The Lord going to destroy all that. Let's keep moving. Because it says this is going to be a day of darkness, isn't it? A day of, it's going to be, and no escape during this time. We talk about thunder. Let's see an example of this. Exodus, the 19th chapter. The Lord says, He's saying yesterday, today, and forever, right? And when He say He's going to do something, you can guarantee it's going to be done when He said He was going to do it. That's why He said, watch and pray. Exodus 19. And brother, let's pick it up at verse 10. We'll read 10 and 11, then we'll skip. Exodus 19 and 10. Because we're talking about darkness. Read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
Go ahead.
And be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai.
See, you want to make sure you sanctify yourself too, Israel. And get your garments white. So when the Lord comes, you'll be able to be presented with Him. Skip down to 16, brother, and read.
And it And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunderings, that there were thunder and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount.
So it happened when? On the third day, right? Exactly when he said it was going to happen, didn't he? It didn't happen on the first day or the second day. It happened exactly on the day he said on the third day he's going to come visit with him, right? And on the third day he come visit. And what precedes the Lord? Thundering, lightning, a thick cloud, right? That precedes the Lord. That's what we've been reading about all the time. Thundering, lightning, earthquake, darkness, gross darkness, right? Go ahead, brother.
And the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled.
Even the trumpet's blowing too. All this stuff gonna happen before the return of the Lord. And this was before the Lord came down and spoke to Israel on Mount Sinai. All these same things happened. That's how he introduced himself. Read, brother.
And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on the smoke.
Yes, sir.
Because the Lord descended upon it in a fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly.
And the whole mount, you're talking about a great earthquake. We've been reading that in other verses, right? Before you come his second time, be a great quake. Go ahead and read.
And when the voice of the trumpet sounded,
when them trumpets sounding again, go ahead.
And waxed louder and louder.
Go ahead.
Moses spake, and God answered him.
So then the Lord was here then, right? All that happened before the Lord came. Let's go to Exodus 20. And let's pick it up at verse 18. Exodus 20 and 18. Read, brother.
And all the people saw the thunderings, and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off.
You see that? They removed and stood afar off. They're going to be high. The ones, they ain't going to be high until the rocks fall on us, right? Them trumpets going to be going off, the earthquake. It's going to be darkness. And they're going to see all these things. Go ahead, brother.
And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die.
Now let's see what Moses is going to tell the people right here. Go ahead, brother.
And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for God is come to prove you.
See, God just coming to prove you. See, God, he said, fear is the beginning of what? Wisdom. You know who you dealing with. And Lord gonna prove you as well. Because we love to worship people with our mouth. We'll tell you all kind of nice things, but our actions be totally different. So the Lord gonna prove you. He gonna prove you to be gold tried by the fire. Just like this word, you're gonna get tried as well. Go ahead, brother.
And that his fear may be before your faces, that you sin not.
See, those you fear, you don't cross. Those you love, you'll cross them like an X. Because you think you got other chances. They'll forgive me. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You'll cross them like an X. But those you fear, you walking, your attention. You don't want no mistakes because you know it's going to be immediate consequences. And that's what the Lord know, his creation. That's the way we are. Go ahead, brother.
And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was.
See that thick darkness right there again? See, it's going to be darkness before the Lord comes. That's what we've been dealing with going into this. Now, do you want to escape that time period? There's two ways you can escape it. You can escape it now, and you can also escape if you get caught up in there. Let's look at that. Let's go to Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, to escape this period of time. Zephaniah 2. Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, and we're going to pick it up at verse 1. Zephaniah 2 and 1, because you want to be hid during this time. You don't want to be in the sight of the Lord when his anger comes. You want to be hid during this time. So it's Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. Read that thing, brother.
Gather yourselves together.
Yes, sir.
Ye gather together. O nation not desired.
O nation not desired. Gather yourselves together. Go ahead.
Before the decree bring forth. Before the day pass as a shade, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, and before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, he telling you, gather yourselves together right now. Go ahead.
Seek ye the Lord.
Seek the Lord in truth and in spirit, not according to your emotions and feelings. Seek the Lord in truth and in spirit. Go ahead.
All ye meek of the earth.
All ye exalted in the earth. All you meek in the earth. Go ahead.
Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness. Seek meekness.
Seek righteousness. Seek meekness. Don't try to be somebody. Just be a servant of the Lord. Just be a servant of the Lord, because if you're trying to be somebody, you're trying to please men. Go ahead.
It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's
And if you seek righteousness and seek meekness, read that again, it what?
It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
You see that? That's why you want to seek it. That's why we will seek righteousness, seek meekness, because it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's trouble. Lord's anger, you don't want to get caught up in that time period. So seek meekness right now. Seek righteousness. Don't seek to be right. You know, a lot of times we want to be right. Right is opposite of left. And right can end you right over there in that lake of fire. Let's be righteous. Irrelevant to be right. Let's be righteous. That means you'll be according to the word of God, right? So, that you may be hid in that day. Let's look at that hid in that day. Revelations 12. Those of you, raise your hand if you got the testimony of Jesus and you keep the commandments. Raise your hand. You got testimony of Jesus, you keep the commandments. Nobody here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's laying hands down. Hold on. Wrong. It is the Sabbath, ain't it? Okay. Call. I guess I had a question. I'm a teacher. I ask questions. I like class participation. I don't like it. Give me a participation. This is a Bible study class, right? Oh, okay. I thought it was, yeah, we ain't just playing in here. So we want to find out those who keep the commandments of God and have a testimony of Jesus. That would be, I know, I'm going to raise my hand. That's me. Right? Revelation 12, let's pick it up at 13. How can you be here during this time? Read, brother.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child.
Yes, sir. That's Satan being cast down to this earth. Go ahead.
And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and time, and half a time, from the face of the serpent. See, that woman we talking about Israel. Okay, we can read over in Revelations 12 and 1, we'll see that. And then it says that they're going to fly into the woods on a great eagle, right? That's the place of safety. You get to get in there before the tribulation, before the great tribulation. And if you're in a place of safety, you safe. If you make it in there, you safe. Nothing's going to happen to you making that. Means you did what? You did right in your wilderness right now. You are part of the what? Not the elect, but the what? Very elect. You're part of the very elect then. So you can get caught in there in this place of safety. Let's see what happens. Go ahead, 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. See, trying to get those who are trying to get to the wilderness, right? But I told you, you're good, didn't I? Let's see what happens. Go ahead, brother. And the earth helped the woman. The earth helped the woman. The earth helped the woman. Go ahead. What did it do? And the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Just like he did Dathan there, right? The earth did what? Open up his mouth, swallowed them up, and did what? Closed right back up. Dinner was served. But now we have a question. 17, brother. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. The dragon was mad with the woman. Go ahead. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ. Ooh. Hold on. You keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ, and you didn't get in the wilderness? He went and turned to make war with them, didn't he? That means they didn't make it in the wilderness. So I ask you again, who
has a testimony of God, who keep the commandments of God, had a testimony of Jesus Christ. What's going to separate you from the love of God? They're going to get you not able to be in that wilderness if you're above ground at this time. Don't let it be your attitude. Don't let it be yourself. Deny yourself. Kill yourself spiritually right now and walk according to the word of God. And you can be hid right here from this day that we're going to look at, this time period. What if I get caught in that time period, though? Right? Let's go to Revelation 7. Go back to Revelation 7. Because after that sixth seal is open, we read that the great day of the wrath is come, and who shall be able to abide, right? Let's read right into 7. Because the Lord always finds a way out for the righteous, doesn't he? So these ones who've been in the tribulation, some of them turn to the Lord from that time, right? Let's see what happens right here. Go ahead, 7 and 1.
After these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
Go ahead.
Holding the 4 winds of the earth.
So now you see they holding the 4 winds of the earth. Remember that. We're going to deal with that a little later as well. They hold 4 angels holding back the 4 winds of the earth. Go ahead.
That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
So the wind, they can't do any harm right now. Why? Go ahead.
And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God.
Having the seal of the living God. Go ahead.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
See, them 4 angels were given to hurt the earth and the sea, but they were holding back right then, right? Let's understand why. Go ahead.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Till we have sealed the servants of our God on their forehead.
Yeah.
In their forehead. It's a spiritual thing. See, there ain't nothing that you can see, so you're going to have a mark. You're going to be able to see the mark. Right? But a seal, he going to seal it in your forehead. You got to have that within you. You got to have that in you. And a lot of brothers come to this, man, only Israel going to be saved. Read 4.
Verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
Go ahead.
And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
So that right there messed me up when I first came to the truth. I was like, man, only 144 people going to make it. I got to do this thing right. That made me get right then. Because I didn't have full understanding, but I thought only 144 people going to make it. But then they tell you right here, the guy with the uniforms on, that only Israel going to be saved. Super Hebrews, right? Mm-hmm. Let's see if we continue reading what happened. Skip down to verse 9 and read, brother.
After this I beheld a great multitude.
A great multitude, go ahead.
Which no man could number.
You can't even number this one. All Israel, let's see.
Of all nations.
Of all who?
All nations.
All nations. We are nations of people. We're not colors. Ain't no crayons in here. We all nations of people. Come from 3 brothers with the same mama and the same daddy. We look stupid running around here looking at color with our carnal eyes, hating each other because of things like that. That is not of the Lord. Go ahead, brother.
Of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
They stood before the Lamb, before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes in their hands. Skip down to 13. Read, brother.
And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they?
Who are these with this mixed multitude who are arrayed in white robes? And where they come from? Go ahead, brother.
And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest.
See how humble he is, man. Don't be trying to guess. You know, we don't want to ever be, I know it. Man, sir, thou knowest. Tell me. Teach me. How can I unless a man do what? Teach me. Go ahead.
And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
See, those are they who came out of the great tribulation. That means they got caught in the tribulation, and then they turned to the Lord during that time. They didn't walk, and they weren't looking for comfort during that time. They were looking for salvation. And that's what we should be seeking, salvation, not just comfort. So you can be hid, even if you get caught in the tribulation, you can be hid then, right? You stand strong during that time. The Lord going to hide you before what? His wrath comes. Before them trumpets being blown. So, let's get to the trumpets. Revelations, let's go right into Revelations 8. And we're going to read verse 1. We're going to get to those 7 trumpets right here. Go ahead, brother.
And when he had opened the 7th seal,
The 7th seal, going to start the 7 trumpets. Go ahead.
there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour.
Go ahead.
And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets.
Go ahead.
And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense.
That was given unto him much incense. We're going to see why that is. Go ahead.
That he should offer it with the prayers of the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne.
Go ahead.
And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand.
Can you imagine what the prayer is going to be like during the Great Tribulation? For those servants who get caught in the tribulation, and for all of us who are where? In the place of safety, we still going to be praying to the Lord. I said us, right? I want to see everybody here. Ain't no reason for none of y'all not to be there unless the Lord hides you in the dirt. That's the only reason you shouldn't be, because it's for everybody. It just ain't for everybody. Right? Read, brother.
And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth.
And there were what?
And there were voices.
Voices.
And thundering.
And
lightning.
Lightning.
And an earthquake.
Didn't we just finish reading about that too? That's what we keep reading about that, right? But you said the Lord got a voice of many waters. You see that there were voices, right? Go ahead, brother.
And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound.
So after that 7th seal, them 7 angels get themselves together. Now they're getting ready to sound. Not all at once. Let's see how it's going to happen. Go ahead, brother. 7.
The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all the green grass were burnt up.
So the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. You want to be here during this time. This is the first trumpet right here. This after all the other killing, right? This is where the Lord going to do his wrath. And the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. Now let's go to Revelation 16 and see what that vial release, what is that going to look like? Because if you get caught in that tribulation, let's see what the Lord going to get you, when the Lord going to get you for doing those things. 16 and 1. Read, brother.
And I heard a great voice out of the trumpet saying to the 7 angels, go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
So you got 7 angels with trumpets, and you got 7 angels with vials of wrath, right? Every time an angel blow the trumpet, another angel pour out that vial of wrath upon the earth. Let's go to number 2. Read, brother.
And the first went, and poured out of his vial upon the earth.
And what happened?
And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image.
So the first ones the Lord got in the day of the Lord on that first trumpet, the ones who did what? Took the mark. You take that mark, the Lord going to get you first when he come back. It says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and fell a noisome and grievous sore upon men which had what? The mark of the beast. Every year they preparing people to take their mark, right? Ashy Wednesday. That's what they prepare you to do then. Worship the beast in his image, right? Idolatry. Worship another God. That's the first commandment. You're already killing it, right? Serve you no other God, right? Let's go back to Revelations 8. Let's look at this second trumpet. Revelations 8. Let's pick it up at verse 8. 8 and 8. Go ahead, brother.
And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire, were cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood.
Can you imagine that? It said the second angel sounded, if it were a great mountain burning with fire, was cast into the sea. A mountain cast into the sea? We ain't ready for that. It's called a tsunami coming after that. Read, brother.
And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died.
A third part of the creatures in the sea died. Go ahead.
And the third part of the ships were destroyed.
And a third part of the ships were destroyed. That ain't gonna hurt us because Israel don't like water. Our ship ain't gonna be destroyed. We ain't got no ship, but a third part was destroyed. Now let's go.